Hello, this is Christina Rodardi, Program Manager of our Clinical Laboratory Science Preparatory Program. Our Program Director, Alyssa Carney, and I oversee the CLS program. Thank you for attending our information session. Over the next 20 to 30 minutes, I will share information about the Clinical Laboratory Scientist career track, how to become a clinical laboratory scientist, and what UC Berkeley has to offer to help you achieve your goals. I encourage you to submit your questions at any point during the presentation. Some of your questions may be addressed in the content of this talk as well. So let's get started. As you think about starting a career as a clinical laboratory scientist, remember that these positions are increasingly in demand as need grows for professionals to perform sophisticated clinical diagnostic tests with a high degree of skill and knowledge. There are various career choices in the field of laboratory medicine. A few examples are listed on this slide. You can be an anatomic and/or a clinical pathologist with a medical degree. You can be a board-certified clinical chemist with a PhD, or a board-certified histotechnologist or phlebotomist. Today, we are going to focus on the clinical laboratory scientist profession. There is a distinction in the roles and responsibilities between clinical laboratory scientists and clinical laboratory technicians. Clinical laboratory scientists are also referred to as medical laboratory scientists or medical laboratory technologists. To become a clinical laboratory technician, prospective candidates need to have an associate degree or post-secondary certificate. Technicians are involved in collecting, processing, and analyzing biological specimens and performing routine tests under the general supervision of medical laboratory technologists, clinical laboratory scientists, or laboratory managers. To become a clinical laboratory scientist, you must have a bachelor's degree, typically in the sciences, such as biological or chemical sciences. Clinical laboratory scientists are also responsible for conducting advanced clinical diagnostic testing and are involved in evaluating and interpreting laboratory results, and oftentimes consulting with physicians. Clinical laboratory scientists may also be involved in research and evaluating new test methodologies. And a clinical laboratory scientist is more likely to advance to management positions later in their career. There are various types of clinical laboratory scientists, such as generalists and those who specialize in a specific discipline. Specific disciplines may include a clinical chemist, microbiologists, immunohematologist or blood banking, and many more, as you see on the slide. Clinical laboratory scientists may work in a variety of laboratory settings. Besides the hospital clinic labs, you will find clinical laboratory scientists in public health labs, the pharmaceutical and biotechnology industries, forensic labs, veterinary clinics, and research and teaching institutions, to name a few. According to data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, the prospect of job opportunities and growth in this profession are positive, due in part to vacancies and retirement projections. The annual mean wage of medical and clinical laboratory scientists varies by state, but wages average between $66,000 and $80,000 per year in states shaded in dark blue, so western and northeastern states, including California. And on the right of the slide, you see annual mean wages in the San Francisco Bay Area, throughout the state of California, and in the United States. So, how do you become a clinical laboratory scientist? We can summarize it in 5 steps. First, you need to have completed your bachelor's degree. Next, we'll specifically discuss steps 2 and 3. And steps 4 and 5 apply after completing a clinical laboratory scientist training program. Once you have completed a bachelor's degree, there is step 2, the CLS training license. In California, the Department of Public Health Laboratory Field Services Office issues the CLS trainee license. This license permits you to train in a clinical laboratory setting. So if you plan to apply to a CLS training program in California, you need to obtain the trainee license before starting the program. If you apply to a training program outside of California, Please be sure to contact the individual programs to learn about specifics, including whether a trainee license is required. If a state-issued trainee license is required, you need to find out how to get it. Next, let's look at the academic requirements for obtaining a CLS trainee license. To obtain the CLS trainee license for a generalist training program in California, the California Department of Public Health Laboratory Field Services academic requirements include 18 semester units of biology, which must include medical microbiology, hematology, and immunology, 16 semester units of chemistry, which must include analytical chemistry, like quantitative analysis, and biochemistry, and 3 semester units of physics, which must include course instruction on principles of light and electricity. If you are applying to a specialized training program, the academic requirements will differ for the specific discipline. Please visit the organization's website for information about academic requirements for the trainee licenses in different specialty areas. Now, we'll talk about the Clinical Laboratory Scientist Training Program. In addition to academic requirements for obtaining the CLS trainee license, please note that coursework requirements for individual CLS training programs may also differ. Some training programs may require anatomy, physiology, genetics, molecular biology, additional laboratory coursework, or calculus and statistics. Locally, for example, the San Jose State University CLS training program requires that applicants have completed coursework in genetics and human physiology. The San Francisco State University training program, however, requires college-level mathematics. UC Berkeley Extension offers courses in all of these areas, including biostatistics or other statistics coursework that could fulfill these mathematics requirements. It is essential that you research each CLS training program that you're interested in and understand their unique admission requirements. You can find the list of CLS training programs in California on the California Department of Public Health Laboratory Field Services Office website. Or you can learn about other training programs, including those outside of California, by searching on the website for the National Accrediting Agency for Clinical Laboratory Sciences. So, which CLS program is right for you? When deciding which CLS training program to apply to, consider the following. Do you want a generalist or a specialist training program? A generalist program exposes trainees to disciplines within the CLS profession, such as chemistry, blood banking, microbiology, immunology, hematology, molecular, cystogenics, and other areas. A specialist program provides specific training in a particular discipline. Training as a generalist also allows you job placement in any discipline within the laboratory. On the other hand, if trained as a specialist, you would be limited to working in the specific discipline in which you were trained. Another thing to consider is cost and funding. Tuition and stipends vary by training program, and some programs may provide students with a monthly stipend while they are studying. Tuition can also vary between programs from free to several $1,000s. The coursework and training format can also vary. Some programs offer a separated versus an integrated lecture lab training delivery format. For example, an integrated lecture lab format might hold lectures once per week, while students undergo laboratory training 4 days per week. Take time to learn about the training programs you're interested in. Things like admissions requirements, tuition, funding, and training format are all important factors to consider when researching CLS training programs. And contact the program representatives if you have questions. Here are some CLS resources. The California Association for Medical Laboratory Technology, the National Accrediting Agency for Clinical Laboratory Sciences, which provides information on accredited CLS training programs. We've talked about the California Department of Public Health Laboratory Field Services website that provides information on the CLS trainee license, California training programs, and CLS licenses and examination, and a couple more resources. Here's a summary action plan for getting into a CLS training program. Number 1, research the CLS career. Number 2, identify areas and disciplines of interest and decide whether the generalist or specialty program track is right for you. Number 3, identify the training programs you wish to apply to. Number 4, understand the admissions requirements for individual programs, such as coursework or trainee license requirements. And number 5, make your application competitive. So, how can UC Berkeley Extension help you achieve this career goal? When you enroll in a UC Berkeley Extension course, you are guaranteed a real-world professional education. On top of that, you're also getting a Berkeley quality education. UC Berkeley Extension is the continuing education college of UC Berkeley, and we've been assisting students in reaching their professional goals since 1891. Currently, we offer more than 65 professional certificates and specialized programs, more than 2,000 classroom and online courses, and attract 38,000 enrollments each year. We pride ourselves on academic excellence, and all of our courses and certificates, including the CLS program, are approved by the main campus department. We offer a variety of basic science and upper division science courses that will help you fulfill prerequisites required to apply to CLS training programs. Here is a list of lecture and laboratory-based courses that can help you meet the academic requirements for admission to CLS training programs and for obtaining the trainee license. Our course offerings include medical microbiology, biochemistry, quantitative analysis and clinical chemistry application, immunology, hematology, genetics, human physiology, biostatistics, and more. We also offer lab classes, including microbiology laboratory and a virtual hematology laboratory. For a complete listing of our classroom and online course offerings, please visit the Science, Mathematics, and Biotechnology department's page on the UC Berkeley Extension website. A unique aspect of UC Berkeley Extension course offerings is that all courses are available and accessible to the general public and are not subject to any enrollment restrictions. Other institutions may prioritize course enrollment to students who matriculated into their degree programs. We offer the CLS Preparatory Program here at Berkeley as an opportunity for students to enhance their competitiveness for admission into the CLS training program. The CLS Prep program offers an award of completion, a certificate, which you may include in your academic record or list of accomplishments on your application to a CLS training program. The full CLS Prep program requires that students complete 2 core courses plus 1 to 2 electives, totaling a minimum of 9 semester units of coursework. You may complete additional core courses for your electives if you like. If you do not wish to complete the entire prep program, you may enroll and complete the individual courses that you need. We'll look more closely at the core and elective courses on the next slide. These are the core courses for the CLS prep program. They include hematology, immunology, medical microbiology, introductory biochemistry, biochemistry, and quantitative analysis, applications in clinical chemistry. Again, students in the CLS prep program must take 2 core courses. We also offer a variety of electives including biostatistics, human physiology, molecular biology, genetics, physics, and more. Please refer to the CLS Preparatory Program webpage for a listing of all the electives. We offer classroom courses during the spring, summer, and fall semesters, and these courses are typically available at our Berkeley and San Francisco facilities. Classroom and live online courses are offered during the week in the evenings and during the day on weekends. The majority of our science courses are 3-semester units. 3-unit courses typically are held over a 15-week period with 3-hour meetings weekly. As a general guideline, for every hour in the classroom, you should expect to spend about 2 hours studying. So, if you have a class that meets for 3 hours a week, you'll spend 6 hours studying for a total of 9 hours per week. We offer continuous enrollment online courses as well. For online courses, you may start the course at any time, and they are offered year-round. Once enrolled in an online Start Anytime course, you have 6 months to complete the class. Your learning materials are always accessible to you in the online environment. Group discussions, forum posts, and instructor post questions all provide rich opportunities for interaction with classmates, material, and the instructor. You'll learn by reading course materials, watching videos, and listening to industry-relevant podcasts, which are further enhanced during great interactions with your instructor and classmates. Homework assignments and research projects are also submitted electronically, and your instructor will provide feedback and grades as you progress through the class. When entering the CLS Prep program, we recommend that you have completed a bachelor's degree, preferably in biology or chemistry. Course fees vary, but for 3-unit courses, the fee is typically $975 to $1,085 per course, and you pay for courses as you enroll in them. Registration for the CLS Preparatory Program requires a one-time $100 processing fee. You may register for the full preparatory program at any time, even after you've started taking courses. Now, the benefits of registering for the program include notification of program updates, notification of course offerings, and of course, an award of completion or a certificate. To earn the award of completion, you first must create a free student account through the UC Berkeley Extension website. You'll use this account to enroll in and pay for your courses, schedule your proctored exams, find out about your grades, and track your progress throughout the program. Second, you'll need to complete your courses with a grade of C or better and a GPA of 2.5 or better. Third, register for the program. Remember, you can register even after you've taken courses, and you will need to register if you want to receive the award of completion. And finally, contact the Science, Mathematics, and Biotechnology department upon completion to get your award of completion. At UC Berkeley Extension, you'll learn from instructors who are passionate about the field and who love to teach. On the screen here are a few of our instructors. They include clinicians, clinical laboratory science professionals, biomedical research scientists, and public health experts. What's more, they're also approved by UC Berkeley, ensuring that you get the academic rigor you would expect from the #1 public university in the country. So I know a lot of you are wondering, what do your graduates go on to do? We're always proud of our students and excited to hear how they're doing. Here are a couple of our recent graduates and their current positions. Pinghua came to UC Berkeley Extension after working with a biotech company for many years. He became interested in a career shift towards clinical laboratory science and told us he selected UC Berkeley Extension because most of the required courses were readily offered every semester. Pinghua completed our program and the CLS training program at San Francisco State University and now works as a clinical laboratory scientist at UC San Francisco's Medical Center. Victor also took courses with us and successfully completed San Francisco State University's CLS training program. He has since become a clinical laboratory scientist and IEC specialist at UC San Francisco. Victor told us that the professors were very knowledgeable about the subjects they taught, and that the CLS preparation program courses were full of information that had a CLS focus. We likely answered many of your questions throughout this presentation. Next, we'll review a few frequently asked questions, starting with, are extension courses accepted by CLS training programs and the California Department of Public Health Laboratory Field Services? Generally speaking, yes, but always ask individual training programs about their acceptance of our online courses. You can certainly request a copy of an online course syllabus for review to ensure that it meets a particular program's coursework requirements. 2. Do I need to be registered in the CLS preparatory program in order to take classes? No, you do not need to be registered for the program to begin taking classes. 3. Can I register for the program after I complete one or more courses at Extension? Yes, you may register for the program at any time, even after you have started taking classes. 4. How long does it take to complete the program? This varies based on your individual work-life balance, but typically students complete the program in 1 year. 5. Do you have relationships with certified CLS training programs? Yes, we frequently communicate with directors of the CLS training programs at San Francisco State University, San Jose State University, and UC San Francisco. These interactions allow us to better advise our students regarding program admission requirement changes. And number 6, if I live outside of California, how do I find out about another state's licensing requirements? You can learn more about a state's licensure requirements by visiting the American Society of Clinical Pathology Board of Certificate website. Contact information directing you to state offices handling the licensure can be found here. If you have any additional questions about this program or where to start, here's our contact information. I would like to hear from you and discuss how this program or individual courses can make you a competitive applicant to the CLS program of your choice. I also suggest filling out our newsletter sign-up form on the website. You'll receive monthly emails about upcoming courses and new blog posts. Thank you again for taking the time to learn about our program and course offerings. We look forward to seeing you in one of our classrooms or online.